sorry. Oh, maybe I'll leave, baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill. Oh yeah.
All right, we're back. I'm joined by Ethan Avery. This is our first tournament finals with Troy versus Northville Varsity.
Yeah, should be exciting to see. Both teams we got a chance to look at yesterday. Both performed very well, earned their way here to the championship, and can't wait to see how this series will turn out.
Yeah, I'm actually excited to see Northville Varsity play again. It's their game yesterday versus Seaholm. It was close. It was very close. I'm interested to see how they go, and I'm really interested to see what Team Comp Troy breaks out
Hmm.
today. Because yesterday they were full like dive engage. So you can see Yone band out too. So I'm still interested to see what they pick for all their lanes. But what are your thoughts moving in for the series?
Yeah, I'm with you. Troy yesterday, as you said, very aggressive. We see the Hecarim taken away. They have prioritized that early yesterday. They seem to really like these comps that are all about engaging, all about getting into that back line, creating chaos and havoc. So we'll see how this turns out now that we're through with our first round of bans.
Oh yeah, I mean you look at Northville's bans. They ban the Udyr, they ban the Yone, they ban the Hecarim. I'm also like, what jungle is Troy gonna pick here? Right. Um, those are like Udyr and Hecarim are both S tier junglers, especially the Hecarim. I think that was a very good ban for Northville because when you think of a super engaged jungler, you're thinking of Hecarim right now, and
Hmm.
especially picking off this Sivir. That was also a really good pick yesterday with Troy's team comp.
So we see Sivir here. Thresh take it on the other side. Of course, support, it gives you a chance to engage if you want to. Can also pill. Very versatile. So priority there on the support. We'll see what else we're looking at here in a second.
Yeah, and Thresh also not an engaged really support. Like you can get picks off with the hook. So already with that first pick, we can see them not quite going what they were going for yesterday. And on the other side, it's kind of like the opposite. Northfield is looking like they're trying to go for some super engaged comp with the Sivir and the Skarner for their first two picks.
Of course, that Sivir ult giving movement speed to your whole team, and that's exactly what Skarner wants. He wants to get in there. He wants to use his ultimate. It's a suppression, right? We call it the Skarner tax, right? Potentially forcing the enemy carries to build QSS, find a way to get away from him, right? Because Skarner is great at starting fights, just getting picks on people. So we see the Aphelios here locked in on the other side, along with the Thresh to help kind of pill for him and potentially building this comp around that Aphelios. Of course, a hyper carry puts out a ton of damage in team fights.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. Man, speaking of the Skarner tax, the first time I mean I've always realized when you have like old Warwick, and also other champions with suppresses, you got to build the QSS because it's the tax. And the first time I heard that was on the LCS, when Captain Flower said it, and he was like, "Yeah, if you don't respect the timer and pay the tax, you're gonna pay for it." And then with that Silas pick, I think that's a very interesting pick for picking it on two, or rather picking it on three into Sivir Skarner. Only really seeing that you can use the Silas ult on the Skarner, or take his ult, but with the Galio, I mean, I think Silas with Galio Skarner is already having some good ult options.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, with Silas, his ultimate able to take ultimates away and use them for himself. So we see some powerful ultimates here on the other side. He could potentially steal, and they'll be looking to maybe engage with the Skarner ult. Maybe, start a fight on the back of somebody else with that Galio ult. Also, the speed from the Sivir ult is available as well to chase or to run away if needed. So definitely Silas looking like he has some good options here as we get our next round of bans coming in.
Oh yeah, and we can see the Ivern ban out as well. Saw I think two Iverns yesterday, as well as the Karma for Troy, and it's
Mm-hmm.
really like this weekend has really been team comps where it's been like super dive as well as protect the carry. So seeing the Karma gone, seeing the I haven't gone. I'm honestly like surprised I haven't seen Seraphine, as I think it'd be good for both teams. I think Seraphine and Sivir is a very good lane. You have that good sustain, and then the late game, Seraphine gives the movement speed. She has her really good ultimate, so I'm really surprised that that didn't get banned or picked out for either team.
Yeah, absolutely. Seraphine, a very strong champion, even after some nerfs. And it's like Olaf will be locked in here for Troy. So another very aggressive early game jungler, wants to create action, wants to fight. Very strong early game. Will be looking to make an impact on the map here for them.
Yeah, I totally agree. And with just 4 picks for both teams, I am heavily siding with Northville's team comp. It looks a lot more concise, a lot easier to execute. You get a Skarner alt on, the Aphelios or the Silas, and boom, easy matchups. You can chain that into Rakan Engage or anything like it, as well as Rakan Sivir. You can just alt with the Sivir and just run it down. So it's a really good comp, and as well, you have the Galio, so if Aphelios or Silas try to get onto the Sivir, it's not going to be able to happen. The only person who's going to be able to dive in is going to be that Olaf. And I'm not sure. I think the interaction with Olaf and Mordekaiser ult is you can alt it off. So Mordekaiser also really good, but I don't know. This Silas pick has become quite scary. After you only saw the Sivir Skarner, but now you have a Mordekaiser ult. You pick the Mordekaiser ult, and you can completely take the Sivir out of the game. So really good there.
Absolutely. I agree with you. I think Silas here has a round of good ultimates to cycle through. Both teams very tanky. We see a Garen, we see an Olaf, a Thresh, a Silas on one side. And on the other side, we have Galio, we have Skarner, we have Mordekaiser. Even Rakan is a little bit tanky. So I expect a ton of just absolute bloodfest when we get to the team fighting stage. A lot will come down to Philios and Sivir. How much damage can they put out? AoE, potentially we'll see Philios likely to build a Runins to try and help with that. And these team fights should just absolutely be insane.
Oh yeah, and we have a 3 minute break. But I want to say one thing. I know that a lot of the other channels they talk about this, and especially pro channels. I'm gonna say that Northfield won draft. What are your thoughts? Who do you think won draft here?
I definitely like Northville's comp. I think it's very easy to execute, as you said, right? We have Sivir R, we can just run at them. We have Rakan R, we have Skarner R. These are point and click, very easy. Just go in, do what you need to do, right? We can Galio R to back it up if we need to. We can Mordekaiser R to get somebody out the fight if we need to. Very, very simple to execute. So I definitely with you. I like their comp here.
All right, and we're gonna go ahead and take the rest of the time to wait out the spectator delay, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back. Game one, Troy versus Northville Varsity. Boy, I'm expecting a really good first game here. Ethan, what do you think?
Absolutely. We see both teams kind of mostly fun, or maybe Troy,
I see some
couple of on the
pings.
way pings, maybe looking to invade here early behind their Olaf. Of course, they do have a Thresh here.
I
Hook
think
will
Thresh
be able
Olaf would be pretty good for an invade. Looks like they're going. They're sending it. If the Sivir has quick reactions, she won't have to blow anything. I mean, she could always just walk away, but if she kind of gets caught up, she could potentially start the spell shield and just walk away.
looks like waiting for a late invade here.
Yeah, I think we might see some early first blood action here. All right,
Go Thresh. Will miss the hook and they'll give it up on that.
I think the Olaf is going to be behind here.
Yeah, so Olaf will start his buff a few seconds late. Not get there until it's like 136. So a little bit of tempo here, game by Skarner.
I think it
No
doesn't.
stones
I
burnt
don't.
on the other side as well.
I don't think it matters too much because it's Olaf, and you're the fastest clear in the. Well, not the fastest, okay, but you're definitely up there, top four potentially. I'd have to really think about all the junglers, but you have a really insane clear speed, really healthy. But yeah, so I mean, Skarner takes what he can get, and I think that invade was gonna be hard either way, especially with Sivir sitting there. Like I said, even if she got caught out, she had spell shield easily, and that could have just completely negated the invade.
hmm Absolutely. We see a couple trading here in both solo lanes. Nothing too serious. Interestingly enough, here on Troy's side, as we talked about, right, the team fights, they're going to be bloody. 4 conquerors on their side. So they are expecting that too. They know it's going to be extended. They know it's going to be long fights, and they are ready for it.
Yeah. If only Thresh Conquer, right? 5-man Conquer. But I'm still excited to see Northville's team work. Really, it's going to be really hard for Troy. I don't know. You have Mordekaiser, Skarner, and Galio to go through, and you don't have a way to get to the back line, get to the Sivir besides the Olaf. And once Olaf ults, he strip away the resistances he gets from his ultimate. So it's going to be quite squishy, and especially with a late-ish game Sivir, it might be quite scary. And we have a gank on it to the top. TP responding. Looks like they're just going to instantly walk away. 3-man double TP. One from both teams just flashing out. Galio's going to get a 3-man taunt. I don't think anything's going to happen. Never mind. Olaf's going to get taken down. First blood for Northville.
Absolutely tremendous. You love to see it as a top laner. You're getting ganked. Your mid says, I've got your back. Northville ready to respond here. They get first blood for their Skarner. And
Oh,
that is a ton of tempo. And now another TP coming in.
yep. This might be really scary for the Galio's going to have to flash out. But now they're running away. Easy bait from the Galio. Mordekaiser may or may not be able to get anything. But it's like, Rakan going in for a bit of a trade. Good spell shield there from the hook. Still might not even matter, and that's going to be a kill over to the Aphelios.
So Sivir there going down, as you said, nice spell shield, but decides not to use either. Some had heal, had flash, didn't use them, so she'll go down there, and Troy will look to push this in and get a really nice back.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit greedy by the Sivir. Um, this is a game where you have to get ahead, and you can't afford to be losing. What is that, like a wave and a half to turret? That's a lot of pressure loss just for holding your summoners.
So Philios, a nice CS lead, nice back timing, coming back with the Noon Quiver as we see potentially more action here top as Skarner's looking in the top river.
Yep, I can't wait to see this Skarner online. He picked up that first blood top, has the Bomby Cinder. level 4, close to level 5. I would assume so. I think once the Skarner hits level 6, it's just gonna run it down bot. Like I think that's just a free way. You go down, ult the Aphelios, get him, and that way you're getting kills on your Sivir, and that is your win con. It's good to have kills on the rest side of the map, but you're gonna need that Sivir to scale into the late game monster that she is.
Absolutely. Skarner, very ultimate reliant character, as we see. Oh, not going to connect their bot lane. And Skarner moving. It's like looking mid here.
Yep. Top May gonna go out. I still don't think anything's gonna quite happen from this. Skarner, level 5. Yeah, but yeah. A lot of kill potential around the map once Skarner hits 6. There's really nothing any lane can do to get away from it if they get ulted.
And Troy able to continue that pressure here. Bot side, of course, they are ahead. Philios, Thresh looking to make use of that. And with that prio, we see them on the dragon, prioritizing that very early, only 6 minutes in here. Olaf looking to take that out and get their team ahead in the neutral objective count.
Yep. So I talked about this yesterday, how getting early dragons can kind of put a soft slash hard timer on the enemy team. But depending on the soul, it is. So see, it could potentially be a cloud soul. That's if Northville goes behind like really hard early, they could potentially wait it out and scale. But yeah, if Troy's able to pick up these dragons, that can also help them out because I don't think they don't scale as hard as Northfield does. You have a Sivir, you have a Mordekaiser, and Skarner's utility late game for picks is just insane. So they need to watch out for that. So try to pick up advantages where they can. But I think the later it goes, Northfield picks up slight advantage. I don't think it's crazy, but I do think will be a substantial lead as the gank goes bot. That's going to be a level 6 Skarner. Easy gank. Oh, does he make it out? Ticking down. Ignite isn't even going to get him. Beautiful Lantern from the Thresh, and that has to be tilting for Northville.
And this is why you pick Thresh. You need that extra peeling. Absolutely fantastic Lantern, as you pointed out. They burn the sums, but it's okay. We saved lives. That's what we want. We're not feeding Sivir gold. Absolutely fantastic. If you're Troy, way to escape the game.
Yeah, I honestly thought that the Aphelios was 100% dead there. I was like, why are you going to flash out while you're ignited and there's autos midair? But I guess it was calculated. That was incredibly clean from the Aphelios, so much was blown there. You have the Skarner ult, you got the Ignite from the Rakan, so boom, those things are down, and then Skarner's not going to be able to effectively really lock anyone down with his ult for another 40 seconds or so.
Absolutely. Skarner, a very ultimate reliant champ, as it's like Olaf wants to run him down here.
Yep. I don't think Olaf is gonna kill him. Maybe. I was gonna say the face rush is gonna get him out. Silas going in for a little bit of a trade, but looks like they're gonna probably rotate over to this Herald, which should be free since the Skarner is low.
Gets the flash out of the Skarner though, so very good if you're Olaf.
Oh, this guy, he has no sums. This might be a kill over onto the Aphelios. Oh my god, that's so tilting for the bot line of Northville, as twice the Aphelios has gotten out with 0 HP.
Exactly. Knowing your limits, absolutely fantastic. Give him credit here. And now he's got the red gun to start healing back up. Might not even need to leave lane.
Yeah, it looks like he's getting 20 health in auto. That's kind of a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I think Aphelios is... I wouldn't rank him as an S tier, maybe low A. I haven't seen him quite often in the meta lately. It's mostly been what? Tristana. I feel like it's really just been Tristana as S tier, and all the other 80 carries are, high A or mid A. But Gank potentially going here. Not sure what that E from Mordekaiser was going, but That could have potentially been a kill if, you were able to lock down the Garen for a little bit longer for the Skarner to catch up.
So nothing will come of that. Of course, Rift Herald still in play. Skarner potentially looking at that now as we get some action bot side.
Yep. Beautiful spell shield again. I think we might see a play top. It looks like the Skarner was going to start up Herald, but looks like they decide not to do it instead. Possibly Troy going for it. That's a caught out on vision. Galio does have ult. He's backing, so he should be able to. Yes, TP as well. So looks like both teams are just gonna submit to a stalemate as Dragon is coming up soon as well.
As you mentioned, there are 3 TPs available. So Silas, Galio, and Mordekaiser all able to move around the map wherever they need to. As we see Skarner here able to be the first person on the map completing an item.
Yep. So I do want to know. Speaking of the teleports, I'm not sure why Garen didn't go TP. I guess he wanted a bit of a more aggressive lane, but I mean, there is a farm difference, so that does maybe account for some of it. The Mordekaiser have to play a little bit passive when low, and just in case the Garen wants to all in. But I think teleport overall and team play, especially for a top laner, is just way more valuable. Ult over to the Silas. Good flash out. Gonna dodge, and that's Skarner ult down for this dragon. So I think they're just gonna have to give it, especially since the Aphelios a lot stronger than the Sivir, and they have priority from their lanes.
So again, Skarner's ult, not able to get value here, but Silas on the other side looks like he hijacked it. Although Aphelios having trouble getting taxied here.
Oh man, that's not what you like to see. This might be a double kill for Troy. Going in, Galio living with 1 HP. Silas trying to chase him down, not going to work out. Thresh is trying to peel for his team. We have a TP from the Mordekaiser. Both teams very low. I'm not sure if Troy will be able to take this dragon. Looks like they're just going to commit over to trying to kill the Silas. Going back in, picking up the Rakan. Alt off onto the Silas by the Mordekaiser, and they're going to trade kills, and they're going to take dragon.
Not bad at all if you're Troy, right? We trade 1 for 1, but we're getting plates top. We get the dragon. We're okay with losing our Silas if we get all of this other stuff as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. And like I said, I was saying this earlier, if it was a cloud dragon, that's what, Northville wants to see, but it's an ocean soul. So that's incredibly scary to think about. Think about Ocean Soul on Garen, Olaf, Silas, Aphelios. Those champions are going to be so hard to kill, especially with Northville's team comp. Who is bursting down these carries or these bruisers or these tanks? It's going to be incredibly hard, so they're going to need to look to pick up at least one dragon to stall out the game so their characters can scale up.
Very much so, 100% agree.
A little bit of a trade bot. We have a gank coming bot. Skarner does have ult. He's going to get hooked in. The box is going to slow him. They might be able to trade a kill here. That's going to be an ult. Let's see if he can live again. It doesn't look like that's going to happen, and the kill is going to go over to the Rakan.
So that time, maybe a miscommunication bot side of what cooldowns might have been up. Aphelios getting a little too aggressive there, and credit to Skarner, able to punish that.
Silas is looking for a kill. Oh my god. I thought the Silas was just going to give up. Garen getting super aggressive, popping both sums. Good trade over for the Mordekaiser. That's Flash Ignite for Flash. Yeah, looks like Troy is getting super aggressive here in both of their solo lanes.
Absolutely. They have the advantage there, both sides, and they're looking to push it.
Yep, and it's almost 15 minutes here, and it's about a 3,000 gold difference siding for Troy, so they're doing very well for themselves. They do need, I think, could pick up the tempo a little bit more. They could have gotten Herald earlier for some plates, as well as, I think, if they put a little bit more pressure onto the bot lane to shut down the Sivir, that could have also worked. This Silas is doing a lot of damage for not having an item complete yet.
Yeah, Silas very strong right now, as is Garen, running around with that stride breaker. He's got tier 2 boots. very hard to catch, very hard to lock down, and he's looking maybe to move here mid lane.
Yep. I think this Silas pick, I don't know. Picking Silas that early and then it working out with that many good ultimates for you to have. I mean, he hasn't even picked the Galio ult yet. I think early, that was also something they could have capitalized on stealing the Galio ult. As they're just going to pick up a free turret here with the Herald. And if they can get a second charge off, that would be really good as well.
So a ton of extra gold there for Troy. Exactly what you want
Aggressive
to see.
TP from the Silas. He's having, but he does have the Scanner ult. That's gonna miss. There's the spell shield if he could possibly catch up to get an ult, but it doesn't look like it. That's gonna be ult off, and the Sivir's gonna be taken down. And then we also have a play in the jungle around the tri-bush. Olaf is running for us live, popping the ultimate. He still might die here. Ragnarok popped, and then the Scanner's getting baited in. And it does not look good for Northville at all. That's going to be ult from the Mordekaiser 1v1ing the 80 carry, but he doesn't have enough gas, and that's going to be a double kill for the Aphelios.
So tough there. If you're Northville, you're so close 2 different times, but Troy, give credit to them, knowing their limits. Great TP there from Silas to start it all off. And they are able to finish. That gold lead just keeps growing now, and we have 3rd dragon coming up soon.
Yep. I still think it's not completely over for Northville this first game. Like I said, they need to get into the mindset of scaling, not truly forcing anything unless it's a surefire kill. They weren't able to find any good plays or picks early with the Skarner ult. You know, Aphelios, I think, 2 or 3 times lived with 0 HP, so if they could have capitalized a little bit better on that engagement and trying to kill the Aphelios, that could have been, it could have turned out this part of the game a lot different.
Absolutely, and we see now 5 completed items on the side of Troy, right? We still have Galio working to complete his. Everyone else on Northfield's side does have theirs. As dragon spawning here. We also see, very important, Aphelios. There's a null magic mantle in his inventory. That's going to be headed towards a QSS. That's the Skarner tax we talked about, avoiding that. And Northville doesn't want any parts of fighting this dragon while they're behind. They're going to go ahead and give it to Troy.
Yep, and not to mention, the Garen going in, possibly going to get kited out. That's going to be a heal from the Sivir. However, he's just going to get ulted back. Garen's super tanky. He's going to try to get something done, but that's going to be a kill over for Mordekaiser.
Absolutely. Not sure what Garen's particular plan was here. Maybe just not having enough vision in the area. But it's not the worst if you're Troy, right? You still get to go ahead and claim this 3rd dragon. Baron is still a good ways away from spawning, so you don't have to worry about potentially trading that yet this early in the game. And now they're pressuring, looking at mid.
Yep. I think this is... Northville is on a 5-minute timer. You know, they're a decent amount of gold behind, as well as Troy's sitting at soul point, so they need to get this next dragon. Or it's going to be, I think it's going to be very, very hard for Northville to come back from an Ocean Soul, especially with Troy's team comp.
Absolutely agree. Aphelios now, he has that QSS completed as well. So you're looking at the next team fight, right? He's the one you want to ult, but if you use it, right, he can just cleanse himself out of it. Makes it tough. It means you're going to have to QSS one of the tanks. Maybe not be able to be as effective doing so.
Yep, this fight coming down 2v1. Mordekaiser just getting taken out of the game. Not even close to killing at least one person. They didn't even have a chance to pop his ultimate.
Yep, and that's what you like to see. Garen, one of the things that he does well is he brings that utility with his silence, right? He can silence a Skarner coming into your team. He can silence a Mordekaiser around your team. He can silence a Rakan, right, if needed. So that Garen providing some utility on this team, right, that's full of just tankiness. And again, as you mentioned, right, we're coming up on an Ocean Soul, potentially, for Troy. And so if you're Northville, you might have to start looking to start building some grievous wounds.
Yeah, I agree with that. And going back to the conversation of Aphelios, who now has his QSS. QSS isn't only for Skarner, you know. it can be scary now that the Mordekaiser does have Riftmaker, does have Tabby, does have Giant's Belt building into some more tanky items. That QSSing the Mordekaiser isn't a terrible idea.
Very, very true. Aphelios looking to be extremely safe in the next team fight. Not only does he have that, right, but he also has a Thresh, right? There's a Lantern there. There's a Locket on the Thresh, right? So tons of peel here for the Aphelios, keeping him safe from this Northville front line.
What do you think about Thresh building him a Mikhail's Crucible?
I think that could be a potential if you wanted to go that route. Also help a little bit as we get Garen.
Garen is just diving the AD carry. Doesn't even care if there's a turret. Also, another play bot, and it looks like Silas is here to help out his teammate. Going to get ulted out, but I don't think it matters. Silas is just destroying the entire team. 5-1 now, and Mordekaiser is able to pick up a kill over to the Olaf, and the Thresh is just holding down this Mordekaiser. Is not going to matter, and this is really, really bad for Northville. A 3-for-1 play.
Not good at all. If you're a Northville fan, that's not what you want to see. Trying to make a play, right? But Troy just able to rotate in time to stop it, flip it absolutely the other way. They do lose their Olaf, but they get to trade back kills on the other side. They're getting gold onto their carries, which is exactly what they want.
Yep. So 20 minutes in. So do you think? I think at this point, Troy could just easily, Dragon spawns, force a fight, and take the soul. I can't really see Northville contesting without like an amazing pick, by the Skarner or maybe some other kind of pick.
Absolutely, I totally agree. And we see Troy already getting some vision here in that blue side jungle for Northville, so it's going to be even more difficult for them to try and get a pick, right? They'll probably be spotted out here as we see the resets coming in for Troy, some resets for Northville so they can get up, get their items, get their pink wards, and start looking towards this fourth dragon fight. Very, very important for the game.
If Northville is able to somehow pick up this dragon, that's absolutely huge. You delay the soul, you get another 5 minutes to scale up, you get another 5 minutes of gameplay. So, looks like everyone's trying to clear out vision. This is very important from both teams. Clearing out vision to get a pick. Olaf, looks like this Rakan might be getting caught out here, or the Sivir. Olaf diving in a little bit too deep, gets chunked down. That's going to be a Skarner ult over onto the Thresh. It's not going to work out, but it might be turning over onto the Sivir, and that's going to be a easy kill. Garen's diving and about to get a quadra kill. He's looking, and he's just going to beam them with backing, and that is, again, very bad for Troy. They completely lost that team fight, and I think it was a 3v5 or something like that, but Silas wasn't in that fight at all, it looks like.
Absolutely. Silas TPing in the back to distract, and it works out for him. Troy going to be able to pick up the Ocean Soul. Very good for them, as we talked about, and they're just going to go right ahead and start up the Baron. They say, Northville, come if you want. We think we can take you. We're looking to end this game very soon.
Yep. It is, a 10,000 gold lead, 24 minutes in the game. Ocean Soul secured, no grievous wounds at all besides the Bramble Vest on the Skarner, and it is very, very slim chance that Northville can come back in this game.
Absolutely. Interestingly enough, and we're getting potentially some more action here with the Olaf.
I think, I don't know. Northville needs a lot of time. They need to stall out the game. First, this Sivir needs to pick up the Grievous. I think she can easily apply it, with her Q and her bouncing blades. But I think that's the first priority, and as well, just making sure the game goes later. Try to close the gold gap. Stalling out this game is very, very important as they're trying to get a pick off onto the Silas. I don't even think with 3 people they'll be able to kill him. 6-1, 2 items, as well as, having that Ocean Soul, and it is Silas, so it's going to be incredibly hard to kill.
And interestingly enough, for that second item, choosing to go for the Muramana as Olaf looks to run Sivir
Oh
down
my
here under the
god.
Nexus turrets, and he's successful. They have the Baron, and Troy is absolutely looking to push to potentially end here.
Wow, that reminded me of when Troy was playing, kind of the opposite team comp, and they were able to dive the Jinx from yesterday. 80 carry just not able to play the game. They're just forcing fights here. They don't care if they take 1, 2, 3 turret shots because they're just going to be able to heal it up with the Ocean Soul. You know, Silas diving onto the back line, alting the Galio. Galio's trying to walk out, but it looked like it's going to be probably a team ace for Troy, and they are just bullying Northville as they close out this game.
And diving onto the fountain there, making sure you get kills on absolutely every member. We see the flashes coming out here. Troy will pick up this win and start ahead 1-0 in the series.
Yep. That was an amazing game. Really interesting team comp from Troy. I didn't expect to see it perform this well, especially with the Mordekaiser, with the Skarner, and the Galio, but they were able to pull it off. So let's look forward to Game 2 as we get that set up, and we'll be right back.
Okay, coming back in now here. Yep, we see the Skarner, as you said, just taken right again, and we will see how it works for them as Nunu potentially being looked at and locked in here for Troy. So another jungler who wants to absolutely run it straight at the enemy team. They're going to lock in that Garen again as well.
So, I might not be remembering things correctly, but I feel like I remember Troy playing Nunu in a previous tournament we had, and it was incredibly scary. I might not be remembering it correctly, but I think we should definitely watch out for this Nunu pick. I think it's going to be quite strong.
And now Ornn locked in as well. So it looks like Northville wanting to go very tanky again. We'll see what they're locking in here third.
Yeah. Skarner and Ornn, 2 characters, very good utility. Ornn allowing your, everyone on your team to scale that much harder with his Ornn item, but It was a similar problem. They could run into a similar problem they had last game. Not your Ornn not able to get the levels, and your entire team just being somewhat behind. So uh, Vayne locked in for the third pick for the first pick phase, and that's a really good pick. You see Skarner, you see Ornn, and you see Thresh. Three very tanky champions.
Exactly. You got to love the Vayne pick. If you were Troy, you don't want to lock in 3 tanks without banning Vayne. That's exactly what she wants. True damage on her autos. And now we see them prioritizing taking that Thresh away from Troy, but at what cost potentially with a very strong front line already with the Nunu and the Garen to play around this Vayne.
You know what I want to see? I want to see a Lulu support. I think Lulu is a really, really good support, especially versus Skarner. You run in, you attempt to get the ultimate, and you just poly you poly the Skarner, and boom, you completely negate that go. And all the while he's polyed, you're just taking tons of damage, and Vayne's gonna be able to melt these carries. So a very good supportive champion. I think Seraphine could also see some play, or I think even better would be Morgana.
Absolutely. I think all very good choices, right? You already have some tanks in your jungle, in your top lane. You can choose to go with a more enchanter type support here to add some utility for your Vayne.
All right, I was about to say I see the Shaco hover, but look, I called it. Lulu, a really good champion for the Vayne. The shield, the ultimate, and I think the polymorph is just incredibly strong here. Skarner at this current moment is the only way they can get in the backline, if they can get into the backline, and pull the Vayne from the backline to the front for all your team to hit. So. Lulu, very important. We're gonna see the Vayne pulling out the QSS tax as there is a Skarner on the enemy team.
Exactly. The Lulu, huge value here. Good for you. You read the script. You knew what was coming, and she will be able, along with the Garen silence, along with Nunu slows, along with Vayne condemn. It takes a ton of work now to get into that back line for Troy, but the Azir here, potentially with the ultimates from the Azir, may be able to get Vayne vulnerable spot.
I was just thinking, I was like, what would be a good here? An Azir. Not for Northville, but for Troy. You have Thresh, you have especially this Skarner trying to run at you. An Azir wall would just be the perfect disengage. And then as the last pick, we have Viego. I think this is the second time we've seen it this tournament, but I think this champion, if allowed to, get a few items, can just scale incredibly hard. And I even seen Viego able to one-shot 80 carries and even do significant damage to tanks.
Absolutely. Of course, we're talking about some max HP damage here. So just a lot. I'm thinking this time I'm liking Troy's draft more than I'm liking Northville's from just looking at it at the moment.
Yeah, I think both team comps definitely can work. I think both in team play, in a team fight, both definitely scary. Different ways of executing. You have the Nunu in the front line, you have the Lulu and the Vayne in the back line. I think it's going to be incredibly hard to get to the Vayne, especially with Vayne's native kiting ability, as well as what's going to be able to touch this Vayne. If Vayne has QSS, if Vayne has a Lulu sitting on her rating to poly anything that gets close and is a threat, it's going to be very, very hard, and they're going to have to play this team fight perfectly.
Very much agree, and I can't wait to see how this is going to turn out.
Yep, we're going to go ahead and wait out the 2.5 minutes for the spectator delay, and we'll be right back.
lost a friend. I felt like dying again and again. I went through hell instead of death, but I keep fighting with each living breath. I saw no way out from where I stood. Felt like the fire had burned me through. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. Through the pain, I will go alone. If I fall, break my bones, I will scream even louder. 'Cause I'm not dying alone. I lost my best friend.
Back, game two, do or die game for Northville, joined by Ethan Avery. Let's go.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see what we're going to see here. I'm looking at these bot lanes. Vayne has cleansed. She wants no parts of getting picked off. Her Lulu has even taken Guardian on top of that. So they very much on the side of Troy looking to play around this Vayne, keep her safe. She deals tons of damage once she gets a few items.
Yeah, I think Vayne is one of the scariest like characters. Like, I mean, in this game, for if you could have any AD carry and the spot of Vayne, like no bans or anything, I think Vayne is the scariest because you have three champions that build health, and she's just gonna get Kraken Slayer, get Wraithblade, and boom, it's over. Like there is nothing you can do. How are you gonna get into this Vayne, right? It's gonna be incredibly hard for Northville to get on top of her, and I'm excited to see what ways and strategies they use to accomplish that.
Absolutely, I agree. I think whichever ADC can get ahead here is going to be key. Aphilio's also a champion, can deal tons of damage, right? Gets his Kraken Slayer, gets his Runes, wants to build into that IE, and then he starts shredding too. So whichever team I think can get their ADC ahead will be in great shape moving forward.
Yep. Oh my God. Level 2 gank. Looks like they're gonna chunk out Azir quite a bit. Um, that was very interesting. I don't think I've seen a level 2 gank in a while. Usually, it's the Jarvans, it's the Twitch jungles. It's kind of a little bit cheesy, but I think, in a lane like Viego Azir, I think it's not needed, but it's very welcome. Melee champion versus Azir, it can almost be incredibly impressive.
Absolutely forces Azir to burn that early pot. They don't get any sums out. That's okay. Nunu not going to lose anything as Skarner looking to go to his top side, not invading that Gromp, not invading the Zap Wolves that they now know are still up for the Nunu.
Yep. So, where do you think that Nunu's gonna gank next? I'm so blown away by that level 2 gank. That was incredible.
Interesting pathing. Look, choosing to go back to his blue side, so maybe gonna look at bot side potentially next, and just leave that top scuttle for Skarner. Just focus the attention, right? Try and get your Vayne ahead, right? Put pressure on Affiliates, put pressure on Thresh, force them to burn sums, right? Get their HP kind of low, right? So we're looking at both junglers here able to go to scuttles as they need to and then make plays
Up,
from
here
that.
it comes. Snowball in. Still going. Gonna leave it. But yeah, correct prediction. I think that this bot lane, I think still last game, gonna see a lot of pressure put on this bot lane. You look at Northville's team, you're like, okay, what is gonna be the carry? Might have a little bit of a fight in the mid lane. Viego's just gonna be able to walk it out. But you know, you look at the team. What's scary? Top lane's just going to be a farm fest. There's nothing that's really going to result. Nunu coming back down. There's the poly. There's the root. Vayne flashing in, looking to get one more auto, but the Guardian is going to proc, and that is going to be both flash and heal down for Northville's bot lane.
Absolutely. So Nunu able to apply that pressure. Yes, you do end up losing your Vayne Flash, right? But she still has cleanse, right? If she gets hooked by Thresh, she still has a Guardian Lulu, and she still has a full HP bar, right? Thresh having to flash out of there. Aphelios having to burn the hill. So now they're on the back hills. Also, Aphelios choosing to go Cole here, not going Durin's Blade. So looking to scale, get some extra cheap money in wherever he can.
Yeah, look at the farm lead building in mid. I think that's. I was gonna say I think that's odd because you know it's a Azir into a melee champion. So the excuse me, the Viego doing very well for himself with a 10 farm difference already at 5 minutes.
And he'll be taking that lead, of course, the early gank, right? Forcing Azir out of the pots. Now still looking potentially.
Oh my god, the Lulu roam. Troy has such an interesting play style. I think their team play is one of the highest we've seen in our tournaments. You know, every time there's a player on the map, you see instant TPs going off. That our first time we saw Troy this weekend, you know, there was a bot scuttle play at like 4.5 minutes, and you see their entire team rotate down, and they easily pick up so many kills there.
Communication always key in League of Legends, right? Knowing what your teammates are doing, knowing if you need to come, know if you need to help, all of that very, very important. As we see top lane, as we expected, not too much action, just kind of getting our farm here. Let's get our CS. We're gonna scale up. It's okay. As the action looking to come from
Oh my
mid.
god. Instead of disengaging after seeing the Skarner, he just goes in and commits. And that is absolutely crazy. Looks like they're going to continue this dive. Nunu's going to flash out with 1 HP. And oh my god. That turned so quickly. You had the Skarner showing mid, and Viego's just like, I have my Nunu, this not too far away, and just completely commits, kills the Skarner. Nunu comes in with the snowball, and they dive the Azir. Beautiful play from Troy.
And that is why Phase Rush Nunu can be so oppressive. You run Nimbus Cloak, you run Celerity, so you can tower dive and flash out and
Oh
still
my
survive.
god. They are completely bullying this Azir. Looks like it might be a misplay, but wow. Troy does not want Azir to play the game. As soon as Azir gets back to lane, TP's in, loses half his HP. That's absolutely crazy.
And they're not even able to trade the kill back. The goal going onto the Skarner there instead.
Yeah. We're 7 minutes in and there's a 30 CS difference mid. I think you can go ahead.
Yeah, so very strong here. Viego looking as Troy also prioritizing that dragon. Nunu just going to go ahead and pick that up. Skarner farming up here on a control ward. They know where he's at. They know he can't contest. Very good vision here from Troy.
Wow. The Skarner is scared. He has all. He landed the E, but he does not want to commit. That's crazy. But something I was gonna say, I can see kind of a pattern trending from Troy's playstyle. You know, the first time we saw them when they were, I think, facing Carmel, they completely took the jinx out of the game. You know, making their AD carry useless. This game, it looks like they're choosing to make their mid completely useless. Azir 30 farm down, not even 10 minutes in the game. So that's going to be detrimental to the Azir. He's going to take that much longer to get his items and, get online.
Absolutely getting pressured extremely hard here. Nunu looking to snowball again here, and they're in on this Azir once again.
Yeah, and you can see the Skarner's there looking for a counter gank. Beautiful TP. They're setting up on this Viego. He's just going to get perma CC'd. Skarner ult is going to land. Let's see if they can give it over to the Azir, and that's going to be 500 gold over to the Azir. Beautiful counterplay from Northville.
Absolutely give credit to Northville. These are the advantages you get when you run TP top, right? You can make extra plays. Garen having that ignite. Yes, it helps them have some more kill pressure in lane, but not able to move around the map as much. So Ornn participating there, helping Azir to catch up a little bit, able to push in that wave mid now. Still down the Bork, right? Viego TPing in now, completed item compared to the Lost Chapter and Boots, but the lead is a little bit smaller now, a little bit more manageable for Azir.
Yeah, what do you think about a 9-minute Blade of the Rune King?
Pretty darn good. That's exactly what you want to see, definitely, if you're Troy. And now Viego looking here to invade, just take the chicken, say, you know what, I'm the strongest guy on the map. Skarner, you could come here if you want. I will kill you too.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely crazy. 9-minute full item. And it's very interesting, I don't like what item does he go? I think Immortal Shield Bow is a very good option. More life steal, more, being even more unkillable. The crit, the on hit, I think it's going to be very scary. Once this Viego gets more items, he's already killing and destroying the tanks, and the tanks are behind a little bit. So he's going to be able to just shred through whatever resistances they have.
Absolutely. Troy here ahead in CS in every single lane and even in the jungle. So they're getting all of that little neutral money. And now Nunu looking for that Rift Herald, looking to push the lead more. We still have 3 minutes on plates. So there's more gold to be had potentially here for Troy.
I think they're going to pop Herald mid. They're going to look for a play mid. They're going to either kill or, get the Azir, not able to stay in lane. Pop Herald, put all of those plates on Aphelios, get first heart blood, and it's going to be scary. And look, Troy's bot lane is coming up. Like I said, they're looking to pop this mid, and boom, all the plates are going to go over down to, it looks like they're going to split it between the Nunu and the Viego. And also, look top. This Garen is just getting plates for free. Looks like the Ornn is going to try to trade back and potentially kill him here, but he does have Flash coming up. He just looks like he's just going to turn. And, oh my god, beautiful turn from the Ornn. Also a play bot. Vayne is going in. Flashes in aggressively again for the kill. But look, Nunu's here. Snowball's coming in. Thresh has nothing, and that's going to be a kill over onto the Thresh. And then the Skarner ulting in, and boom! 4 people are instantly bought for Troy, and that's going to be a double kill for Vayne.
Absolutely crazy all over the map. Every single lane, we start out rifting mid, then we have a fight to the death top, and then bot lane, it's going down. Vayne picking up 2 kills now. She's getting even more ahead. She's picking up plates. She has kills. She already has a CS lead. A ton of minions here under tower. Aphelios is going to miss, and that's going to lead to that ADC lead that we talked about going into the game, right? Vayne and Aphelios both very strong with gold in their hands, and so Vayne now getting the lead. She's going to back and have a ton of items to work with.
Yeah. And you think, Vayne is a late game champion. Lulu can't really be that aggressive, but no. Vayne, I think every time Vayne has flashed this game, it's to try to get a kill, and I think that is attributed to how aggressive the Nunu has been playing all around the map, as well as the support from that last play with Viego coming down and easily diving Northville's bot lane.
Absolutely. Troy being very aggressive here as Thresh looks for Lulu. And again, after the
He-
Azir is Nunu. He doesn't want
He's
Azir
still
to
dead.
have- And the whole team looks like is here. Garen participating in. They don't want Azir to have any part in this game. They want him completely behind at every stage.
Yeah, that is wow. Troy just has a plan. Okay, they say in their previous series, we pick you, Jinx, the 80 carry. You're not gonna play the game. This series, they're picking the Azir. Azir, although he's only died twice, he's been under tower and not even able to walk up to the lane, because it's just a threat. Okay, Nunu's coming behind me. Always there, always getting ganked, and look. Skarner flashing out, can't even walk in his own jungle, and this is how Troy builds leads and how Troy ends games.
Absolutely, and we see not only the 5k gold lead to their head, right? We see 3 completed items, so very tough if you're Northville to even contest. Right here, Viego looking to attack, basically in the base. They have full control of the map right now.
Huh. I told you, I think this Nunu pick is so strong. It's annoying to play against Nunu. He has really good clear. It's not anything crazy. Look, they're diving onto the Azir, and he almost gets taken out to last tick of Ignite, and that's gonna take him down. And boom, again, Azir, I choose you, and you're dead.
As we get even more action here, the mid lane looks like it might settle down. These are the type of games that tilt mid laners. They say, it's supposed to be a 1v1. Why do I see the jungle here every 2 minutes? Why do I see their support here? Why is their top laner here? I just want to fight 1v1. Let it be fair. But instead, Azir down almost as we get more action here mid lane.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a pick over to the Lulu, and look, they just have so much CC, and the Lulu's able to get out, but a kill does go over onto the Viego. That's going to be a big shutdown, but I don't think Northville's going to be able to capitalize much on that one kill. Dragon isn't up, Baron/Herald isn't up. It's not that late in the game, so I think overall it was a good shutdown, but Northville still has a lot to dig themselves out of.
Absolutely, and Philios gonna back here. It does help him, right? He started Cole, so he's got a little bit extra money here. Gonna be able to buy his berserkers, gets a dagger, right? So now he's even a tiny bit ahead of where Vayne is at, right? And they're gonna have to play around him, considering their Azir is so behind. As Garen looks towards Azir again, they don't want this man to play the game.
I think Garen's just gonna walk up and dive him again. I think it might be scary with the Thresh there. Yep, it looks like it's just gonna run out, but Azir is what, 1 level behind the max level in the game, so not doing too bad, but 40 CS, no, that's 50 CS down compared to the Viego. And look at the Viego just chunk down this Ornn, not even close. That's incredible to see. 2 items was just such a lead for Viego. 2 tank shredding items, as well as the percent health damage in your kit. You're gonna chunk through all the tanks on Northville's side.
Absolutely. You say, it's fine. I'm Ornn. I have Tabbies. I have Sunfire. I have Bramble Vest. I'm super tanky. Well, you know what? Kraken Slayer and Blade of the Ruined King don't care. Viego just able to absolutely cut him down, as we now have 3rd dragon spawning here. Northville in a bad spot.
Oh my god.
Potentially caught out here by Viego.
That was just 1 combo, and it did half of Thresh's HP. I mean, I thought Vayne was gonna be the carry. Oh my god, look how fast the Nunu comes in. Almost kills the Thresh. Heal is gonna be blown, but yeah, Viego doing half of Thresh's HP, who has Tabbies. Think of if he got on the 80 carry and he had just a little bit longer of a time. That'd be really, really scary. So Viego, even though he does, oh look, he has an on hit build to shred through the tank, still does a ton of damage to squishy targets.
Absolutely. And Troy here looking to set up a trap. The Nunu snowball coming in again.
Oh, looking for a dive. Viegos look like he's just going to try to run out. Oh my god, I thought that was going to be the thresh hook. Ulted all the way under tower. They're going to... Oh, that's so unfortunate. The kill's going to go over to the Skarner. Dragon's up, but again, how can Northville capitalize off this? They got a kill onto the most fed member of Troy's team. But look, they have no vision. They try to walk in, and then the Aphelios just dies. Tries to flash away. That's going to be a kill with the Ignite. Vayne shredding this Thresh, and that's going to be 2 kills just for attempting to contest the Dragon.
And you have to know where Troy's going to be if you're Northville. You can't just run at Dragons, as you said, with no vision. Giving it up is bad, but giving more gold over to Troy is even worse. That gold lead just continues to extend as they pressure mid.
Yeah, but it looks like the Skarner was potentially looking for something. No ult. His here is dead again. That is 4 kills over to the Azir, and I think he spent more time in the gray screen than he has playing the game. They are not allowing this Azir to play the game. It's been 4v5 since Azir's first death.
Absolutely, and now even more action flashing forward for the Aphelios.
The Horn is 1v5ing under tower. It looks like he's just going to be taken out, but real quick, I want to note, look at the Nunu's items. His snowball did half of Aphelios' HP, and that's for a reason. He has the Night Harvester as his first item.
Absolutely, a lot of people, right? We talk about the Sunfire, things like that. As Troy is not done. They are still in here. And finally, Garen taken down by the Azir. It gets a shutdown. That'll make them feel a little bit better about the way this game's been going.
So you know what Troy was thinking there? They're like, okay, we're going to get the inhib tower for sure. Let's make the most out of it. Since we're already farming Azir, let's reset his gold real quick.
Absolutely. The poor guy just starting to catch up now. Finally finishing that Leandries to help him scale into this game. But he is still very, very behind, as is Northville as a team. They have to look to find a way to start a comeback.
Yeah, and I think it's... Again, look at the dragon counters on Dragon Soul, and they're so behind. It's what, 8k gold difference? How can they even come close to contesting the next dragon? It's going to take a miracle for Northville to get this dragon. And even then, you still have such a monumental difference. It looked like Skarner might be getting caught out here. Just going to be shredded by the Aphelios, and boom, jungler dead. Let's take Baron, and let's go try to take more objectives or end the game.
Absolutely unfortunate for Skarner there. Wrong place, wrong time, and now Troy's going to look to transition into that Baron, look to transition into the game, right? We talked about it. We have an open inhib here mid. No turrets there left. Destroy that. We can run it down mid. If you're Troy, we're very ahead right now. And on the other side, right, if you say, okay, we're Northville, how do we come back, right? Well, we have to defend, as Viego staying aggressive here with the Vayne in the mid lane.
Yep. Looks like they're going to try to get a play. Flash Flame misses. The Ornn is going to do some massive percent damage. Looks like Viego's looking for a flank, and he's going to be chased out by the Skarner. Getting ulted, QSS down. He's going to still attempt to kite out 1 HP. He's just going to be taken down by the Aphelios, and then it's just a hectic fight all around. 1 for 2. It looks like still some life inside for Northville, as the Garen is just diving completely tanky, and they're going to look to take the inhib and potentially close out the game.
Absolutely. So it looked good there for a moment. If you're Northville, right, you're getting kills here mid, but on the other side, Troy still able to get some of those kills back. But the one thing you do get is by taking out those 2 members from Troy, You deny them the chance to end the game, at least for now. You can live another day.
Yep. So we have a minute left for this next dragon, and this is potentially the Soul Dragon for Troy. I think this again, do or die moment for Northville. They have to get this dragon, or it's just going to be even more damage on the Philios, on the Vayne, on the Garen, and you already are struggling just to keep your carries alive.
Absolutely. And the scary thing is they still have Baron on the side of Troy. You still have an inhib that's down mid here. If you're Northville, very dangerous to potentially try and contest this dragon. If you do, you can lose the game off of it.
Yep, dragon spawning in less than 30 seconds. It looks like Northville is not quite. It looks like they're not even going to contest it. They're going to choose to farm up. And then I could see potentially one or more team fights happening, but it's looking very grim for Northville. I still think there is the slightest chance they could still do something, but it is going to be incredibly hard for them to do anything. This Viego is fed out of his mind and is very farmed up. So I was gonna say he could potentially dive this. Full AP Nunu running it down top. Excuse me, bot. But this is very scary. Look at the Garen. Garen completely one-shotting the Aphelios, and there's nothing they can do. Garen, an incredibly scary champion. Look at his items. Stride Breaker plus double Long Whisper items. I'm not sure what the Garen's thinking, but the game, in his mind, maybe the game is just completely over, and he's just stacking crit and armor pin.
Absolutely. Garen does damage when he builds crit. Very scary, as is Nunu in full AP, and here is probably the end of the game fight, but a huge Azir ult.
Yep, huge Azir ult. The Vayne is just left to auto attack. She is melting the tanks. She's going to get taken out by tower. Almost takes out the Garen. That's going to be a flash ult from the Aphelios. I'm not sure you want to do that. Nunu's going to go in. A big AP ultimate coming out, chunking down everyone. He's going to get all his HP back from the chomp, and that is going to be a ace for Troy.
Absolutely. So huge turn of events here for Troy, and they still have minions on the way. Everybody is dead for Northville. This is likely the end of the game.
Yep, if Thresh could possibly solo, but this is going to be the end. Troy is your 2021 Spring State Champs Tournament 1 winners.
Congratulations to them. They played extremely well, not only in this series, but the tournament altogether, and a hard-earned win for Troy. Congrats once again.
Yeah. Unknown brain. Marvin Divine. I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody
Okay, sounds good.
Hello? Yeah.
There we go. All right. So first, state your name.
My real name, right?
Yep. Go ahead. Yep.
Yeah, okay. I'm Justin Bian. I'm the mid laner for Troy High.
Yeah. So how long have you been playing for Troy?
Uh, I think we started playing actual tournaments in like sophomore year. I
So
think, yeah, so like 3 years.
so are you're a senior now?
Yeah, I'm a senior now.
Yeah, I know Troy has been participating in our tournaments at least since I've been working at state champs. It's been a very long time. Excited to see you guys come back out again and again, but this time you guys win. I know that you guys have had success in the past, but how does it feel to win? I know that, especially in the semifinals match, I thought that was going to be a complete, very close game, but you guys pulled out a lot of great team comps and played very well for each other.
Well, I really liked, I think you mentioned this too on the stream, comp difference. I think we had an insane comp for both the games on the semifinals, and we were a lot more prepared for those, I guess, than the other team, I think. We've been playing like as a team, like bonding and stuff, for 3 years. So I think we're a lot comfortable now. And they felt like they were like not on the same page as we were.
Yeah,
So I think that's one of the main reasons why we
I
won.
see it a lot of the time. A lot of teams, especially newer teams or teams that have different members swapping in and out. They don't have the team synergy. I know that LTU when I used to play, and now I've stepped back and let others players take the time to play. Getting team synergy is hard, but it definitely makes a difference. And you guys play very well. Like I'm still thinking of the semifinals match. There's this play for the bot scuttle. You guys all TP down, and there's like a full 5v5 fight happening for the first scout, like the first or second scuttle crab of the game. And I think that's amazing. You guys look like you're very coordinated.
Yeah, I feel as if we like go for things together as a team and like kind of like catch them off guard, like going for like the TP play top, or like when top is TPing bot and I'm moving there too, and we can just 5v5 there. I think it's like really good to do as a team, like try and catch them off guard basically, since we like go for those plays that like people wouldn't normally do. But just because we're like comfortable with each other and we know like it might work out, even though that play specifically didn't work out, but that's besides the point.
So you said your team, you guys have been playing for 3 years. Has the roster been the same, or have you had people graduate, or what's happening, or has happened with your roster?
So I think the first year I played was in sophomore, right? And our support was different, and then in junior year we decided roster change because he didn't play as much anymore, and then that's when we started really really trying, and I think in sophomore year we got to like quarterfinals, and then in junior year we got to semifinals. I think for this specific tournament, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I know you guys have, like I said, you guys have had a lot of success. I remember I was doing I was setting up the brackets, and I was noting down the matches and how you guys were doing, and you guys didn't drop a single match in this tournament, which is
Yeah,
is
we were
insane.
pretty excited about that. I think that was like pretty cool. We didn't drop a single game, but we also wish there were like a little more teams. I think it would have been cool to play against more than like 4 teams near the end, but since I think some of the other teams dropped, right?
Yeah,
Like near the
so
playoffs.
we had a little bit of trouble. So when we originally scheduled the tournament, we were like, okay, we're gonna have it this date, and then what ended up happening is we had it, and then like the first day, when people were like, oh, games are starting today, they're like, yeah, all like half the high schools are on spring break this week, and then the other half of the high schools are on spring break the next week, as well as we had some other issues, but I look forward for you guys to participate in the next one, which we should have registration opening up later this week. But again, congrats to Troy. I know you guys really it looked like you guys have really been playing together for a long time. And I just had one last question. So again, you said you've been playing for 3 years. How many of your team players are graduating this semester?
I think everyone on our team is a senior right now, so we're all graduating.
So do you think you guys will have a team come next fall?
I don't know because everyone in our friend group that like like plays league and tries to like compete, and we also have like a couple subs that like try to play for like the other tournaments too, since like a lot of us like play together. But everyone is like basically in the same grade. We're all seniors, so I don't know if we can have a next team.
Well, I hope you guys do get to have your legacy live on. Live on. Thanks again, Justin, for coming on this interview, and again, big congratulations for winning.
All right, thank you. And one last question.
Yes.
Is there like T-shirts for like the teams and stuff? Because I remember on sophomore year we had like T-shirts, and that was like cool.
Um, I'll have to get back to you on that, but I do know that you guys are going to receive scholarship, as well as trophy plaques, and I'll talk to you later about that and get more information from you.
All right, thank you so much.
Yep, thanks again for coming on for the interview. All right, that wraps up the stream. Thanks everyone for coming out. Again, registration for our second tournament is gonna come out later this week. We plan to have that at the last week in April. So stay tuned for that. We'll be posting that in our Discord as well as on our social media. And yeah, again, big congratulations to Troy for winning, and I'll catch you guys next time.